In this video, I'm going to share with you guys the reason why more contractors between the $2 and $5 million range do not close more projects at higher profit margins. And the reason might actually shock you. So keep watching till the end of this video because I want to make sure that I get into not just the reason why this happens, but what you specifically can do so that you don't fall into this same bucket as these other GCs. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lev Parseghian. I'm the founder of Cosmosify, a consulting agency that actually helps remodel contractors and custom home builders bring order to their business, so hopefully they can make some more money. So let's talk about the culprit, the number one culprit I feel that prevents contractors from actually increasing the amount of sales that they make, or the conversions that they make throughout the year. Okay, and so I believe that it is all rooted in the big O, which is the offer. Okay, oftentimes, I've heard contractors say that they're really good at selling, or they're really good at getting people to like them, right? And they kind of hang their reputation, or not even their reputation, but they just pride themselves so much in the fact that they're very likable by people. But when it comes time to looking at their closing percentage or their closing ratio, it doesn't necessarily reflect a profitable business. Here's what I mean. The closing percentage for a lot of these contractors can be on the higher side, on the higher end, especially if you're getting most of your work from word of mouth, referrals, and things like that. But that doesn't necessarily paint the picture of a profitable remodeling, design build, or custom home building business. And in this case, I specifically want to use the example of a design build or a remodel company, right? The thing is that having high closing percentages on offers that you make is not necessarily the biggest flex, because your offer may be not super profitable. Reality, right? Like, I'm just going to give you guys the real based on what I have seen from working with 30 plus contractors all across the US and Canada, and also what I see time and time again, day in, day out, from contractors that tell me, dude, I thought I priced this job out well, but I'm not making any money on it. You guys, the thing is that your offer needs to have a certain percentage of profit baked into it. Okay? And I'm not going to sit here and say what the definitive percentage is, but realistically speaking, if your gross profit on a remodel job on the higher tier jobs is not in the mid 30s, and on the lower tier jobs in, the late 40s to I would say like early 50s, I got an issue with that. I got a major issue with it, and I'm going to share it with that. If you guys are not doing this, you are selling against yourselves. Okay? I say it time and time again, it's that change orders come out of nowhere. Okay? Jobs are not like, they're not just sold and then all of a sudden they are delivered the exact way that they are sold. If that were the case, then contractors would be a lot wealthier than they actually are. But they're not. They're not. They do not make as much money as they would like to be making. And it's because of the fact that room for margin is not properly estimated on the front end. It is not properly estimated on the front end. And so I know what you're thinking. You may be saying, okay, Lev, well then what the heck do we do? Do we just charge more? Kind of, but not really. There's more to the puzzle, and I'll get into that. So what it really comes down to is re-engineering or reimagining your offer. This is the same exercise that a lot of my contractors go through when I work with them on a one-on-one basis. We look at basically what the heck they're actually offering in exchange for money. And I know that you may be thinking, okay, isn't it just like construction services, or some guys, they do like feasibility studies, or they pitch design agreements or professional services agreements, pre-con agreements. That's all fine. But there needs to be, what I believe, tiers of service that you offer to your end homeowner, to your end user, your consumer, the person who's buying stuff from you. And the reason why that's important is because when you have tiers of service, when you have a menu of services that you offer people, it is significantly easier to anchor your lowest ticket service as still something that is a premium to your business. Okay? So let's just use the example of pre-con, right? And I've done this time and time again with a few contractors when we reimagine their offers. And it's like for pre-con, a lot of times contractors will just say, it's going to be X amount of dollars for us to engage in a pre-construction agreement with you. And it's like, fine. But then what ends up happening is there are instances where people say no. And then they end up going with another contractor who may have not even sold them a pre-con agreement, or maybe sold them a pre-con agreement, but it looked a little bit different. The thing is, guys, is if you want to succeed with higher end clientele, it's so important to give them the ability to choose different options, okay? But instead of the options being you and 2 other contractors, let it be you and 2 other offers, okay? So offer them a menu of offers on the front end for pre-construction, offer them a menu of offers on the actual construction part, because when you offer a menu, they are not looking out and choosing this contractor, this contractor, this contractor. If you're positioning yourself properly, they are choosing between one of your 3 offers. And the coolest part about this is if you do this effectively, if you position yourself in an effective manner, what ends up happening is your lowest ticket offer still has a high percentage baked into it, a gross profit percentage, I mean. And the other 2 offers also have high gross profit percentages baked into them. But picking, even if they choose the lowest offer, it is still high ticket for you, and it's still high margin for you. And they feel like they are getting a bargain, because of the fact that they are getting a bargain, considering all of the risk that you're taking on, the work that you're going to be putting in, and so on. And the ones who want to be ballers and want to select the highest tier package, they can select that package and you can deliver on it with little to, or I would say less complexity when it comes to actually delivering on that service. Okay? I may make a video where I go into a little bit more depth on what I mean by this menu of offers. But you guys, the capital O is king. The offer is king. Okay? It is not going to be how well you sell, but it is rather going to be the value of the offers that you are bringing to the table and anchoring your offers against each other so that homeowners look at it and they're like, oh, shoot, well, you're offering me this, this, or that. 3 different options. First of all, no other contractors are doing that, so that already separates you. But the second thing is that you're not competing against another contractor. And so if you don't want to compete with other contractors, if you want to actually make money in construction with your construction business that you're building, I would highly, highly encourage you guys to at the very least explore the possibility of reimagining what your pre-construction offers, what your construction offers actually look like, and present them in a way that positions you, regardless of what they choose, to make money. Okay? And so if you guys got value from this video, I want to encourage you guys to share it with a contractor who may not be selling in the most leveraged way, who may not have the best offer. And if you guys get value from videos just like this, then stick around because we are posting videos like this on a daily basis. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.